Hi all, I'm going to walk you through setting up the different drawings you're going to need for Anthony's deadline on Friday of submitting like 90% of your like furniture plan and RCP done. I'm also going to show you how to put these all in title blocks through Revit. So I'm going to open up my screen. We'll start sharing it. All right, there we go. Okay, so here is my plan in level 1. We'll kind of zoom in and out. The first couple things we want to do for all of these, we're going to make copies of this. So this is going to be like your base file. All the work happens in here. If you make changes, it will happen in the copies, but we're going to turn some things on and off depending on what drawing we need. So first I'm going to go over to floor plans level 1. I'm going to right click. I'm going to say duplicate view. I'm going to pick duplicate with detailing because I already went through and labeled all my rooms. So let me show you right here. So I have all these little labels. Also check my video. I have a video that shows how to pull these out and not have the tag disappear. So I have one over here and over here. I've already done all that work. I don't want them to disappear on me. So I'm going to, like I said, right click and do duplicate view, duplicate with detailing. All right. The first one I want to create is my floor plan. So I'm going to right click again and rename and just call this floor plan. This will be the plan that you'll have dimensions on it. So we need to turn a couple things off. First thing we want to turn off is, well, we can first make it black and white. So go down to visual style, way down here. It's the second box in from the left, and you're picking hidden line. So we want it clearly black and white. We're also going to turn off the flooring. Easiest way for me to grab it is you can see I have a change in flooring here, so I can kind of click on it there. If it's hard to do this, go ahead into 3D and click on it and get your flooring that way. I can show you quick. You go into a 3D view. Oh, I've got tons already. Go here. All right, if I hover over, let's see, hover there. While I still have it selected, I can go back to level 1, actually floor plan, what we're talking about, and see how it's selected. So I'm going to right click and I'm going to say hide in view category because I want all the flooring hidden. I also want all my furniture hidden. So I'm going to just pick one for now and right click and say hide in view category. You may find some things don't disappear. You might have some things that are coded differently as casework or furniture systems. These wall segments down here are considered kind of furniture systems, but I like them. I want them to be on my plan. These little dots right here are probably just the bottom feet of some desk systems. So I'm going to right click and say hide in view category. Luckily, it didn't get rid of too much. So basically got rid of, if I undo that, if you see up here, there's some like, this is more of this furniture systems up here, but somehow it's also connected to that little dot. So if I say hide in view by category, disappears. If by mistake you disappear something you don't want to, just hit Control Z and you can kind of work your way through, what it is. All right, so this one is all set for my furniture plan. I'm probably going to have some kind of dimensions in here, so I might need to move some of these elevation tags over. Don't delete them. You kind of want them as part of your Revit programming, but you can certainly move them over out of the way. Now, before I get going, you can't see it now because I hit all the furniture, but was a bunch of furniture up here in this right corner. So I need to crop this in before I put it on the sheet. So it's this kind of middle icon. It's to the left of the sunglasses. It says show crop region. So I'm going to click that on. And here's my crop region here. So it was trying to be helpful in including all this furniture, but I don't want that on my final drawing. So I'm going to crop it into here. You're going to pay attention to where your dimensions are, obviously. So if I had dimensions way out here, it might be to here. I'm going to put this here for now, but like I said, assuming you're going to have some dimensions on here, you're also going to have to maybe tighten them up and pull them in a bit to fit them on your sheet because you're going to see this guy's big and it's going to fill up a sheet pretty well. I don't want this box to print though and be shown. So I'm going to go back to this and say hide crop region. So I've cropped it, but now I've disappeared my box. Right, so that's my floor plan. Next, I'm going to set up my furniture plan. So I'm going to right click, I'm going to go to level 1 again, right click, say duplicate view, duplicate with detailing, because like I said, I want to keep those room names. I'm going to right click again, rename it. This is now going to be furniture plan. Did I spell it right? Yep, okay. Furniture plan. All right, now we don't want it all this color for one thing. So we're going to go back down to this second box to the left, hit that. and I want hidden line, so I want it black and white. I did an earlier version of this. At first I thought, hey, it might look kind of nice with my carpet texture on. However, this printed solid black, this printed solid black too. It looked too messy. I would suggest you also turn off your floor finishes. So I'm gonna click on this, right click, hide and view categories. So like we did earlier with the other sheet. Otherwise, it looks pretty good to go, but I still need to crop it because see, there's all that furniture out there. So there's my little icon to the left of the sunglasses, show crop region. I'm going to crop this in. Now this one I can crop in nice and tight because it won't have any dimensions. So this left one, I just have to make sure I don't crop over my like room tag there that I pulled out. And then that one should be all set. All right, so that one looks good. Now we want to hide that box. So we're going to go back down to the left of the sunglasses and say hide crop region. Level 1 is going to be our reflected ceiling plan. We want to crop this also. Generally, this should be all set. Double check with Anthony if he wants you to have dimensions in here or if you're just showing it as a plan. But again, go over to show crop region. Like I said, it was including all that furniture that I had floating all over the place. So I'm bringing this in, bringing it in here, up to here. All right. And then I'm turning that off again. So again, right near the sunglasses, hide crop region. All right, so those 3 drawings are all set. We're going to use our floor plan, a furniture plan, and level 1, which will be our ceiling plan. In the past, we've tried to rename this and it messes up Revit's programming. So I wouldn't rename this. It's an odd quirk of Revit sort of behind the scenes. So now we're going to go down to sheets and we're going to right click and say new sheet. Currently, I don't have the paper loaded that we need. So you're going to hit load. And just in case it doesn't take you into this US Imperial directory, on your hard drive, this is what you're looking for. This kind of sequence of folders. This is where your library should be stored if you download it correctly. So screenshot this if for some reason you can't find it, and I can kind of help you do a sleuth to try to find where that folder is. But otherwise, we're going to hit cancel for now. So I'm in the right directory. I go all the way down to the bottom to title blocks. And there is, unfortunately, here's the weird Revit quirk. This library is loading ANSI size paper. It's ANSI. It's more engineering size, slightly different. This is not going to make a difference in what you print out and give to Anthony and I. So you want to pick D, which is Arch D, 24 by 36 is what it actually is if you were to order it like Staples or Tech Center. For some reason, Revit is kind of downsizing it just a bit. It might be also doing that for printing margin. So, but scale wise, it will be the correct scale. So you hit open. All right, so that's the paper I want, 22 by 34. It's D. All right, so here's my first sheet. Before you go anywhere, you're going to fill in your name. So in my case, I'll just put my full name. Project name, double check with Anthony. I would use your company number, so I'm company name. So I'll just be like, mine will be the Conway offices. I have a huge group of staff now. Unnamed, that's what is this drawing of? So this is my floor plan. All right, and date, I usually tell you all to put in the date that it's due. I think we said May 6th or 5th. Check on your sheet. Author drawn by, that's you again. So you'll put yourself in. All right, now once this is filled in, often it will refill in for you automatically on the next sheet you create. So for now, we're gonna leave it like that. This is my floor plan. So I'm going up to floor plans and I'm gonna drag in floor plan now. And we've cropped it pretty well. As you can see, there is going to be plenty of space to put in dimensions and things like that on this size sheet. You might have to tweak it a little bit to do that. Like say I had more dimensions on the right side. I would go back up here. I would turn on my crop box and then pull it out of like that. Although I don't want to show this guy, so we're just going to go like that. I'd have to move him over and then turn it off again. And now when we go back down to here, the great thing about Revit is everything is all linked. So you can see it added that little space now for me. So you might have to kind of tweak things around a little bit. You want to make sure let's see, right down here, this guy fits on the page. You can kind of move this independently, so you can move it in a little bit, but like I said, I'm assuming you're going to have some dimensions down here. As long as it's within this box, you're okay. All right, so that's our first one, our floor plan. We're going to go back over to sheets, right click and say new sheet. I'm going to pick that D again. Okay. And see it nicely filled in, all that stuff that I did on the first sheet. This second sheet is going to be my furniture plan. Check with Anthony. I think he had a slightly different name for that on his sheets, but just kind of follow what he's requested for you for that. You go up to furniture plan, yeah, drag it in. And this one is, there's no dimension, so just kind of center it there on the page. And now you're good to go with that one. Now back to sheets, right click, new sheet, D again. And this one is going to be your reflected ceiling plan. Oh, I gotta spell that wrong. Reflected ceiling, whoop, plan. Oh, geez. All right, there we go. Okay, reflected ceiling plan, great. Now, this is where you bring in from ceiling plan, level 1. And we already cropped that also. I think he's also having you do a schedule, a list of what lights you've done. I can do another video if you want of how to work that in there, but a lot of you got the hang of that pretty well with the furniture schedule. So it's the same kind of thing, but you're gonna have to size it to fit in here, because like I said, you're really only gonna have a column of space if you have a huge list and you need to make a new page. That's easy again. You just go over to sheets, right click, new sheet. Oh, we gotta save project. And then the name of that would just be like reflected ceiling schedule or RCP schedule. So let's see, did it make a new one yet? It's still trying. It's saving. All right, here we go. So we'll make a new one quick for that. So that would be, I would call that RCP schedule. It neither is incorrect. If you can fit it on this one, great. If you can't, you can roll over to a 4th sheet, not a big deal. Now to print these, let me work through this one. So we're going to say file, and then we go up to print. Now there are ways to do all the sheets together in one PDF. That might be too big of a memory load to email to Anthony and I. I'm not sure if Sage Google Docs would block it if it gets too big. So let's just do it page by page. So we're going to do current window. We want to make sure you're on Adobe PDF. If Adobe PDF does not show up, let us know, but also go back to those emails that like kind of first week or so we went remote, because you now can access all the Adobe software with your Sage EDU email. So you're allowed to use that account for several months into this. All right, so we're going to say okay to that. I'm going to call this, I made a couple earlier, but I'm going to call it Conway floor plan. Here it's coming up what I named earlier, so I'm just going to say yes to replace. But you want to have your last name and you want to have a date on it. I'm going to hit stop share and just show you what it looks like up on my screen. Let's see, here's the PDF here. All right, so here's the PDF. So it's looking pretty good. I'm going to double check the paper size there. Something looks like it went a little funky. So let's try that again. I got to go back to Zoom. All right, let's see. Hold on, we got to go back to Revit. There it is there. All right, let's double check what's going on behind the scenes, because it looked like it might have been a little too small. So print, I'm going to say properties. That's why I put it on letter size paper. So if you see what I did here, I'll go slowly again. So we'll go File, Print, Adobe PDF. I thought my Adobe was smart enough to figure out I need a big paper. It's not. So you got to go to hit properties, and for PDF right here, page size, you want Arch D. All right, let's just double check. I don't want color. I want black and white, and we'll say okay and okay. And I'm gonna rename it there again. So yes, okay. Oops, it didn't like that apparently. Oh, it's because it's still open. All right, let's close it down. So much going on here today. Let's see. All right, let's try that again. They're all closed. All right, there we go. Yes, we want to replace it. Okay, now I got to stop screen sharing and go show it to you on my PDF. Let's see, there it is. Okay, that looks better. See how you can tell it's like on, you know, it's filling up the paper correctly. That looks pretty good. And the fact that I'm only seeing it 34.5% means it's a big hunking piece of paper. This is what you will be emailing to Anthony and I. All right. Actually, he's the deadline. He's putting it in the folder, so you don't have to double email it to me because I will see it there too. All right, let's turn that off. Okay, so if you have any questions, if you hit any your own snags on this, send me an email. I can certainly jump on Zoom or talk you through it. Also watch for, I'm gonna be doing another Zoom tutorial today on how to install the Steelcase material libraries and how to link them, because once you install them, that's not the last step. There's still another quirky step, because next week's deadline is to start doing some rough draft rendering. So keep an eye out for that video. I will send you an email when it's done, but you're going to need to watch that this weekend so you understand that kind of like additional futzy step to get those Steelcase materials to actually show up on your screen when you re-render. I'm going to do a whole video of it, and I'm also going to share screenshots on a Moodle doc so you can either watch along with the video as you install it, or you can print out the instructions and kind of sit there. It's quirky. I admit I even had my IT husband help me double check it a couple of times because it's really easy to miss a step. So take your time with it, but please plan some time you can before you start doing these renderings, because it'll save you a giant headache near the end when we want things to look like the colors are supposed to be and photorealistic. But like I said, I will try to talk real slow during it too. All right, thanks all. Good luck with this project. And like I said, as always, just email me if you have additional questions and stuff.